Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Screaminpirate EDC. Today we have the Benchmade Mini Adamas. This is the new one. I really do think this is a great little tank. So let's go ahead and do a full review on this guy. I've had it, let's see here, about a month and a half. I actually sent it off to Shoe Monster Tech. His channel will be linked down in the description. And I actually bought this from Indiana Knives. I will also have them linked in the description. So let's go ahead and start with some size comparisons. First up, let's go ahead and do the Rat Model 2. So as you can see, not that big of a difference, but obviously the Mini Adamas is going to be a little bit beefier, a little bit thicker. You can definitely see that in that dimension. So next, let's go ahead, close that up, and let's do the Paramilitary 2 and the Para 3. Let's get those pivot to pivot. A lot closer than you'd think it would be with the 3. And then on the 2, let's go ahead and get those lined up as well. So you see we're actually almost right in the middle, which is, in my opinion, fantastic. So let's go ahead and get those 2 closed up. And let's move up one more time in price. Let's go ahead and do the small Sebenza. This is the 31. And then the large Sebenza. So as you can see, again, almost right in the middle. Very good stuff. Very good. All right. Now, as we're doing size comparisons, I thought it was only appropriate that we go ahead and do some other, I would say, beefier kind of tank-like knives, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and start with what I consider a classic, the Manix 2. So, pivot to pivot, a lot more similar than I thought they would be. So, very interesting. Next, we have the Shaman. Let's go ahead and get that lined up. Yeah, again, a lot more similar than you think. It's a little bit smaller than both, but you are really looking at a very similar thickness between the 3. Let me see if I can get those. Yeah, there we go. So actually quite similar. Let's go ahead and get all of these put away. There is one last one that I really want to look at that is kind of one of my favorite, I would say under 300 overbuilt. And that is the ZT0562. This is the titanium. The anno and engraving work was actually done by USA Made Blade. Woody does some fantastic work over there. Sorry about that glare on that blade. That is a very, very bright blade for you guys. All right. So now that we have that all out of the way, let's go ahead and get this nice and centered up on these squares. And let's go over some dimensions for you guys. So first up, we have a blade length of 3.25 inches. Now remember, these are half-inch squares. Next, we have an overall length of 7.62 inches, a handle length of 4.37 inches, a handle thickness of 0.63, and a blade thickness of 0.14. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the weight. Let's go ahead and get the scale on here. Yes, hello, hello. So, if we set that up on there, 4.56. They actually say 4.6 on the website for Benchmade, so we're actually under that. Now, it is a little heavy for a 3.25-inch blade, but I think with how robust and these full steel liners, yeah, I think that's appropriate in my personal opinion. Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about screws. So I'm going to go ahead and open my Weehaw screws here. There's my T8 and my T6. So let's see what we have. I'm going to guess that stop pin is T6. Yep, that's a T6 on the body as well. Let's see here. That is also T6. Yep, clip is T6. Well, that's unfortunate for such an overbuilt knife to have such screws. I'll put it that way, guys. Pivot is a T8, as I would expect. All right, so now that all that is out of the way, let's talk about kind of what I consider the beefiness of this knife. These are G10 liners, and this is, as you can see, let me see if I can get that to focus up for you guys. Oh, it's not going to today. Oh, hey, there we go. It is Cruwear steel. Now, this is probably my favorite non-corrosion resistant steel, personally. I actually like it better than M4. It's not that hard to sharpen, and I believe it keeps a very good edge. This is also running on phosphor bronze washers, and because I've had it for a bit and a few others, like I said, Shu did, it is almost drop sheddy, guys. It's good. It's good action. The lockup is nice. It's actually better than a lot of Benchmades I have. And we are actually centered, which is nice. Now, my only complaint so far about the knife, I like it in hand. As you can see, I wear a large glove, and it fits right about there. Lots of jumping. It's actually a great everyday carry knife. You actually have the option for right hand or left hand carry, but it's going to be tip up, which is nice. But my only complaint, if you guys can see it, if I can show it off, grind's not even. It kills me, guys. It really does. I really don't like a knife being, as much as this is, 215 and having an uneven grind. I wish it did, but unfortunately it doesn't. Is it a killer for this knife for me? No. I think it's still okay. So, now that we have all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and go to my personal opinions on this knife a little bit more. Like I said, in hand, it is thick, but I get a nice, good grip. There's all this jumping in here, here, back here, and here, and that is nice. It does. My hand does just fit, but it is not going anywhere, which is very, very nice. In pocket, you actually get a deep carry clip, so you only see that much, which is great. I really do like that they're doing the deep carry clip on a lot more knives, and not just the shallow clip. That is nice, in my opinion. Let's see here. Fidget Factor. Can I reverse flick? I would hope so. It's an axis lock. I can thumb flick. I can use the axis lock itself. So Fidget Factor is actually quite high on this knife despite it being on phosphor bronze, which I do approve of highly. All right, so last thing, availability. It is a full production knife, which is very nice. So you can find these. They might be sold out in a few places. I'm not sure about this particular variation. There is also an all black. This is my personal preference. And price, as I said, is going to be right around, let me get the mouse and I'll tell you guys exactly. I paid $212.50 on the nose from Indiana Knives. So these are going to be running you about $215 depending where you shop. I think for Cruwear, this G10, this robust, that's good, guys. And in fact, I'm going to say something a lot of people aren't going to like. I like it more than the 940. Personal preference, but that is how I see things. While I'm at it, I actually have my 940. Don't judge me on it, but I need to put a new edge on it. So, yeah, the edge is kind of gross on this thing. But for me, pivot to pivot, like I said, sorry that's blowing you guys out. It's nice, it's slim, but it's just for my hands, it's a little small for me personally. I like having something a bit more substantial. So there you go, next to the 940, and I'll flip it this way too. Yeah, I really do like the Adamas, guys. I highly recommend it if you like robust knives, but you also like something you can carry every day. Highly recommend. Well, hopefully you guys like this review. If you did, go ahead and like and subscribe. Go ahead and head down in the comments and tell me what you think about the review. And hopefully you guys like the new logo and the intro. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. All right, you guys have a great Saturday, and we'll talk to you soon.